the NBA, but I added several historic draft classes. Alright, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be simulating the NBA, but each year I loaded in historic draft classes. So the first year is normal. We have all the normal rosters. You can see the Spurs. Some people have moved around because an off season happened, but for the most part, all the teams are the same. And next year is where it's really going to start to change. So we're going to go ahead and simulate through this year. And this year is important because it determines who gets the first overall pick. And teams are going to want that because you'll see who's in the draft class. But I'm going to go ahead and sim to the All-Star break, and I'll see you then. Okay, so we're at the All-Star break. Let's go ahead and take a look at the teams. So Giannis and LeBron are the captains. Pretty standard there. Harden, Luka, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid for Team LeBron. Team Giannis, you have obviously Giannis, Jokic, Tatum, Trae Young, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So a pretty normal-looking all-star teams. Obviously, it's the first year, so nothing has changed. Let's take a look at the standings because, again, this will determine the draft lottery, which is pretty important. So the Mavericks are first in the West. All the way down at the bottom is the Rockets with only 19 wins. In the East, oh, wow, the Magic are terrible. Only 13 wins, so they're looking to get the first overall pick. Simulate through the rest of the season. I'll see you back. We'll go over who has won the awards. Yeah, see you then. Okay, so at the end of the season, your MVP is Jason Tatum, averaging 33 points, 10 rebounds, shooting 54% from the field, 42% from three. Great stats for him. Mark Walker is your Rookie of the Year. He's auto-generated, so it doesn't mean much. Markelle Fultz is your Sixth Man of the Year. Giannis is your Defensive Player of the Year. Oh my God, 2.2 blocks. Anyways, Tyler Herro is the most improved, and Joe Mazzulla is the Coach of the Year, meaning the Celtics finished in first. Pretty standard All-NBA first team. All-NBA second team looks pretty normal. And Anthony Edwards makes the third team, so he's been progressing well. Yeah, all defensive first and second teams look pretty normal. And then here are your rookie teams. This is first. This is second. Let's go ahead and check the standings, see which teams ended up where. Okay, so the Mavericks finished first in the West, followed by the Pelicans. Going all the way down to the bottom, is it still going to be the Rockets? No, it's going to be the Kings. Just surprising, because I'm pretty sure they still have De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, so I'm not sure how that happened. But anyways, let's simulate the play-in. So the Suns and the Lakers come out playing on one side, and on the other, the Nets and the Pacers. Let's go ahead and simulate the first round. Couple Series 3-0, couple 4-0. So the Suns, the Hawks, the Celtics, the Heat, the Sixers, the Warriors, and the Lakers all make it to the second round. And the Thunder, sorry. Okay, the second round, first team to make it out is the Celtics, followed by the Sixers, then the Lakers and the Suns. So coming out of the West looks like it's gonna be the Suns. Yep, it still is. So Sixers Suns is your final for the first year. Simulate the rest of that. Sixers up 2-0. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. Going to Game 7. And the Suns win in 7. Devin Booker is your finals MVP, averaging 35 points. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, let's go ahead and sim to the offseason because we want to see who wins the draft lottery. Okay, so we're at the draft lottery. Let's go ahead and see the odds. So the Magic, Spurs, and Hawks all have a 14% chance in the 1 overall pick, followed by the Spurs, then the Thunder. Okay, so the Jazz have the number 1 overall pick, and then the Thunder, then the Spurs, and then the Knicks, and the Magic are the top 5. At 6, you have the Spurs yet again, then the Kings, then the Thunder, then the Bulls, then the Knicks again, then the Bulls again, and then the Pelicans, rounding out the top 12. Let's go ahead, let's sim to the draft. Let's see who the teams take. Okay, so we're at the NBA draft, and again, the Jazz do have the number 1 overall pick, and they are going to take Hakeem Olajuwon, a 7-foot center from Houston. So obviously, this is going to be the 1984 draft. Let's go ahead and see who's taken second. So taken second is Michael Jordan, who many consider to be the greatest player of all time. And the third pick is the Spurs. They own the rights to that pick. Let's go ahead. And I'm actually controlling the Spurs, so I'm going to go ahead and draft John Stockton with this pick. This is the draft overview. As you saw, Hakeem Olajuwon went number 1 overall to the Jazz, then Michael Jordan number 2 to the Thunder, and John Stockton number 3 to the Spurs. Those are the 3 most important players from this draft. So let's go ahead and sim to the regular season and see how their teams do. Okay, so we're in the regular season. And just a quick overview of how the rosters are looking. So the Spurs are still pretty bad, but they have a bunch of young players, and now they have John Stockton. The Thunder have Michael Jordan to go along with a bunch of their youth. And then finally, the Jazz obviously drafted Hakeem Olajuwon, and he comes in being the 3rd best player on their team, looking to make them a contender, hopefully. So let's go ahead and we'll sim to the All-Star break and see if any of our players made the All-Star teams. So we're at the All-Star break, and Jayson Tatum and Luka Doncic are the captains. Did any of our players make it? No, I don't see any of our players making it, which isn't too surprising because it is their rookie year, but some of them did come in at pretty high overalls. Obviously, Jordan and Hakeem both came in at 84s. Let's go ahead, check the stats because I'm curious how they're doing. John Stockton putting up a usual stat line. Good points, almost 10 assists. As for Michael Jordan, he's averaging 25.5 his rookie year, also averaging 2.5 steals, 7 assists. Great numbers for him. He's already up to an 88 overall. Very efficient season for him. And then Hakeem Olajuwon, he's averaging 18 points and a good bit of rebounds, 2.7 blocks per game. That is crazy for a rookie. Okay, I'll simulate to the end of the regular season. We'll check out the awards and see how the teams do in the playoffs. Okay, so at the end of the season, your MVP is Luka Doncic. He's averaging a 30-point triple-double, typical Luka things. Michael Jordan is your Rookie of the Year, averaging 27 points. Great numbers for him. Seth Fox is your 6th Man of the Year. Giannis is your Depoy. Charles Bassey is Most Improved. And Quinn Snyder is the Coach of the Year. And the first team All-NBA looks normal. Doesn't have any of our guys on it. Same with the second team All-NBA. And the third team All-NBA is the same. Nobody. But we do have Michael Jordan making an all-defensive first team. So, great stats for him. I think I saw he was averaging 2.5 steals. And then all-rookie first team, of course, is going to be our guys. All-rookie second team are some randoms. Let's go ahead and simulate the play-in, see who makes it through. So the Jazz do go through the play-in, and they're going to be playing the Thunder. So we're going to have a Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon matchup here. It's 2-1, the Thunder have the advantage. 2-2. It's 3-2 Jazz. And now I'm going to go ahead and take control of the Thunder and the Jazz so we can simcast this last game. Okay, so I've taken control of the teams. And again, the Jazz are up 3-2. Let's check the simcast. Start the simulation. And the Thunder out to an early advantage, but the Jazz do take. Going to the fourth, the Jazz are up by about 7. And the Jazz are looking to close this thing out. Yep, they finish a game with just a whole bunch of free throws. Very boring game to jump into. They're going to play the winner of Phoenix-Denver, who ends up being Phoenix in 7 games. And the Suns are looking the same. They have Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton. They still have their big four there. Very weak at the small forward, but honestly, I don't think it matters much when the rest of your team is that good. So they take a 1-0 lead. Jazz tied up. Now the Jazz are up 2-1. Phoenix has tied it up. Now the Jazz are up 3-2. Let's simcast this game 6. Okay, so it's even early. Suns have a slight advantage. The Jazz now take the advantage going back and forth. And the Jazz are up by 20 in the fourth quarter, and they end up winning by 20. So the Jazz are going to play the winner of Mavericks-Lakers, who ends up being the Mavericks, who are the 2 seed. So the Jazz go all the way from the play-in, and they go to play in the Western Conference Finals versus the Mavericks, who still have Kyrie and they still have Luka. Mavericks take a 2-0 advantage. Jazz go 2-1. Mavericks are now up 3-1. It's not looking good for the Jazz. We'll go ahead and simcast this game. In case it's close, we'll jump in. And the Jazz have the advantage. And 6-point game with a minute. It's not really a good game to jump into. So the Jazz go ahead and win 3-2. The Jazz go ahead and win and make it 3-2 in the series. Let's simcast this next game. So the Jazz take an early advantage, and they've been holding that advantage. Going to the fourth, the Jazz have a sizable lead. They end up winning by 7, so this is going to a Game 7. Great stats from Hakeem Olajuwon, 25 points, 19 rebounds. Good stuff from him. Simcasting the Game 7, the Mavericks are out early, and the Mavericks are still up, and they're looking to blow out the Jazz. Yeah, the Mavericks end up winning by 17 to go on to play the Hawks in the finals. We'll just simulate the finals. Hawks are up 2-1, up 3-1, and the Hawks end up winning in 6. Trae Young is the finals MVP. Let's go ahead and sim to the offseason of next year to see who wins the draft lottery. So going into the draft lottery for next season, let's go ahead and see what the odds are looking like. So the Spurs have the best odds, tied with the Hornets and the Thunder, and the Spurs again, the Warriors. So the Thunder keep, whatever you want to call it. The Thunder have the number 1 overall pick, then the Hornets, then the Spurs. So let's go ahead and see who's in this draft class. So going to the draft, going number 1 overall. Oh, I'm controlling the Thunder. That kind of ruins the suspense, doesn't it? But this draft class is the 1996 draft class with Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant, Shareef Abdul-Rahim, a whole bunch of good players. So I'm going to go ahead and select Kobe Bryant, number 1 overall, because he's Kobe and ends up having a better career than Allen Iverson. But 2nd overall is going to be Allen Iverson does end up going 2nd overall to the Hornets, who have been bad in the simulation thus far. Same with the Spurs. I'm also controlling the Spurs, so let's go ahead and see who's left that I can take. So I think here I'm going to take Ray Allen because he probably ends up having the best career out of all of those names. So I'll go ahead and draft him, and then let's go check what the draft summary is looking like. So the draft summary again, Kobe Bryant AI, Ray Allen go top 3, Steve Nash all the way down at 8 to the Pelicans, Peja Stojakovic, a couple of familiar names in here besides those top 3. Let's go ahead and sim to the season. Okay, so we're in the season, and this is what the rosters are looking like. So for the Hornets, you have LaMelo Ball and Allen Iverson leading the charge. And for the Jazz, you have Hakeem Olajuwon. Obviously, you have a older Walker Kessler. Going all the way over to the Spurs. You have John Stockton, and then down there you have Ray Allen. You can't see him because the overall was too low. OKC has Michael Jordan, and now Kobe Bryant. So they're looking good. They have a good young team. They'll all be progressing, so there'll be something to watch. And then finally, here we go. Back to Ray Allen. Obviously, he's on the Spurs, like I said, but his overall isn't high enough, so he wasn't showing up. Let's go ahead and sim to the All-Star break and see if anybody from our teams makes it. Okay, so we're at the All-Star break, and let's go ahead and see if anybody from our teams makes it. So yes, I'm going to want to stop the simulation and view the teams. So Giannis and Luka are the captains, pretty standard there. But Hakeem Olajuwon does make the All-Star team. He's a reserve for Team Giannis. And nobody else from our draft class has made it. So not terribly surprising. They're only in their second year. So let's go ahead, check out the standings. So the Cavs are first place. Then you can see all the way down at the bottom is the Bulls. The Hornets aren't last place anymore, but they are close. And in the Western Conference, you can see the OKC Thunder are good, the Jazz are good, the Spurs not so much, and the Clippers are still last place in the West. As for the stats, AI is averaging 23, 7, and then 2 steals as a rookie. Great numbers for him. Hakeem Olajuwon is averaging 18, 13, and 2.5. Great numbers for him. Also averaging 1.3 steals a game, which is surprising for a center. I see Peja Stojakovic here having a pretty good season. Going over to our other teams. Let's go check on the Spurs. So you can see here Ray Allen is actually averaging 16.6. So he comes in and is immediately the Spurs' leading scorer, shooting 46% from 3. Wow. Great numbers for Ray Allen. Definitely impressive. John Stockton averaging some great numbers. Almost got 10 assists there. Michael Jordan slightly down from last year, averaging 24 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and then 2.2 steals. And then Kobe isn't averaging crazy high numbers because he is coming off the bench for them. So we'll go ahead and sim to the end of the season and check back. Okay, so we're one game from the end of the season here. It's going to go ahead and sim the last game, and Darius Garland is your MVP, averaging 26 points. Allen Iverson is your Rookie of the Year, beating out Kobe Bryant, which makes sense because AI came in and started. Alperen Şengün is your Sixth Man of the Year. Giannis is your Depoy. Wendell Moore is your Most Improved. And JB Bickerstaff is your Coach of the Year. All-NBA First Team looks pretty normal. All-NBA Second Team, again, looks normal. All current players. All-NBA Third Team, the same thing. Not sure who Chris Mann is, but he is young, so he might have been in the draft class. And then Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon both make All-Defensive First Team. Then All-Rookie First Team, we have AI, Steve Nash, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, and Ray Allen. Surprising not to see Kobe there, but not crazy surprising because, again, he was coming off the bench for the Thunder, sitting behind Michael Jordan. So the Jazz are in the play-in, and we'll go ahead and simulate their game. This is what the matchup is looking like. The Warriors still look pretty much the same, except Vince Johnson is their center. Let's go ahead and simcast. If it's close, we'll hop in. So the Jazz are up big. We're not going to jump into this one. They're going to go ahead and win by 33. Great showing for them. They're going to play Memphis in the next playing game, who has a 96 overall Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., but the rest of the team isn't looking great. Jazz are up early. Grizzlies take the advantage going into the fourth. And with 47 seconds left, the game is tied, so we're going to jump into this. So the Grizzlies have the ball. They inbound to Ja Morant. He goes and drives, takes a pull-up, misses, grabs the board. This way I need to give it to Hakeem. A good shot, Sexton will take that. And they call a timeout. Coming out of the timeout, Jazz have free throws. So this will put them up by 4. And he does make it. They called another timeout. We're back from another timeout. Peja Stojakovic guarding the inbounds. Give it to Ja Morant. He goes, gets a nasty dunk. So they're only down by 2 with 12 seconds. Sorry, 15 seconds. I completely misread that. Intentional foul here. If he makes both, this game could be over. But if he makes one, he leaves the door open. So he misses one. Ooh, that's not good. Need to make this one. At least make them get a 3. He misses. He missed that. Oh my, they can come back and tie this easily. Ja Morant comes down. He goes to drive. And a tough lay. A scoop underhand lay. He ties it. They call a timeout. Out of the timeout, give it to Hakeem. Potential game winner. And he breaks it. So we're going to go to overtime. We'll simcast it. If it's close, again, we'll jump in. So here's the simcast. Jazz up early. Grizzlies down 2. Grizzlies up 1. It's a tie game with 48 seconds. Let's jump into that. So Colin Sexton is at the free throw. Let's see if he makes this. So he does make it, and that was his second free throw. So the Jazz are only up 1. Grizzlies come down. Ja Morant's on an ISO. All right, Keem, play help defense on this. Good defense. Well, that's not a foul. That was clean. Kind of, I think, a bad call there by the ref. Hakeem just completely blocked him, but I don't know. Ja Morant's going to shoot 2 now, and he makes the first. And the second is up, and it's good. So the Grizzlies are up by 1 with 35 seconds left. Sorry, I literally can't read. 39 seconds left. Hakeem Olajuwon has the ball. That's a tough shot. Good shot, Hakeem. Good shot, Hakeem. Grizzlies going to go ahead and take it up the court, and they call a timeout. Coming out of the timeout, they inbound to Ja Morant. He's on an ISO yet again. Don't foul him this time. Let him make his shot. That's a tough shot. I don't know how he makes that. So they're up 1. Give this to Hakeem again. Give this to Hakeem, please. Don't do something stupid. Don't do something stupid. Give it to Hakeem. There you go. All right, get a bucket. Oh, my God. He missed. Oh, the putback? My fault. I wasn't familiar with your game like that, I guess. Hakeem with a big putback dunk to put them up by 1. Ja Morant at the buzzer misses. Hakeem, great in the clutch to win them the game, and they're going to make it through the play-in. Wow. Wow. Great performance by Hakeem. And they go ahead and they get matched up with the Portland Trailblazers in the first round. I guess to check the teams, we have to simulate the other game. So we'll go ahead and do that. But this is what the matchup is looking like. They have Damian Lillard and then a progressed Shaedon Sharpe. They picked up Clint Capella. And the other two, I think Jabari Walker is in college right now. I'm not sure. But anyways, the Trailblazers take game 1 and 2 and 3. Don't get swept. Oh, my God. They do all that work. Hakeem has that great performance in the play-in just to get swept. That's bad. Anyways, now we'll watch the Thunder. The Thunder in the second round to play the Lakers. We still have AD, but other than that, completely new team with DeJounte Murray and Jaylen Brown. They're looking pretty good. OKC's up 2-0, 3-0. Are they going to sweep? No. Lakers do get 1 game. They get 2 games, but they get out of there in 6. So the Thunder are looking to play Portland in the Western Conference Finals. The Thunder on paper look like the better team, but Portland did get the 1 seed, so don't count them out yet. Oh, wow, they're going to beat the Thunder? No way. 3-2. Okay, Thunder have a chance. Go ahead and simcast this game 6. So it's even early. But the Thunder jump out with a big third quarter, scoring 42 points. The Trailblazers tie it up. They're up 5 with a minute left. They're going to go ahead and win that. And they do. So the Thunder push it to a game 7. Let's go ahead and simcast that game. Oh, the Trailblazers up early, but the Thunder do take the advantage for a little bit. And they have the advantage going to the 4th. They're up by 9. Good win for the Thunder to go to the finals to play the Cavaliers, who at this point are looking disgusting. Darius Garland's a 92, Donovan Mitchell's a 94, Evan Mobley's a 95. I mean, I simply don't know how you're beating this team. Let's go ahead and sim. They do take game 1, but the Cavs take game 2 and 3. Thunder take game 4. Game 5 goes to the Thunder. Are they going to win? Oh my. We'll go ahead and simcast this game 7. So going into the simcast here, the Thunder up 3-2. Thunder, it's going back and forth right now, going to the 4th. The Cavs have an advantage. They're up by 5. It's tied. And they go up by 2 with a minute left. I jumped in, and it was just a straight free throw game, so the Cavs end up taking the game. Michael Jordan with a good game, 2 steals, 2 blocks, going off 27 points. But the story was Donovan Mitchell with 46 points and 11 rebounds. Sorry, not 11 rebounds, 11 assists. So the Thunder out early, but the Cavs come storming back, and they're up 10 with a minute left, and they're going to go ahead and beat the Thunder by 15 to take the NBA title. Donovan Mitchell is the Finals MVP, averaging 36 points. Let's go ahead and sim to the next draft lottery. So it is the next draft lottery, and this is the last draft we're going to be doing with a historic draft class, and then we'll just sim to someone wins a championship. One of our players wins the championship. But the Thunder, Spurs, and then the Thunder again have the top 3 chances to get the first overall pick. The Thunder, that Clippers trade they had with Paul George and Shea and all those first-round picks is looking to be good for them. Let's go ahead and sim to the draft, see who gets taken. Okay, so we're at the NBA draft, and number 1 overall, the Thunder are going to take LeBron James. So obviously this is the 2003 draft class, so we know who's in it, but let's end up seeing who the Kings take at number 2. And they're going to take Carmelo Anthony, the 6'8" small forward out of Syracuse, who LeBron just narrowly beat out for Rookie of the Year in his rookie year. So number 3, I would think, would be Dwayne Wade. Let's go ahead. Yep, it is going to be Dwayne Wade. So number 4 should be Chris Bosh, unless something atrocious happens. So who are the Raptors going to take? Didn't the Raptors take Chris Bosh in real life? That's kind of a funny coincidence. But anyways, it is going to be Chris Bosh. So now let's go ahead and sim to the draft summary, see what it's looking like. Okay, so again, the Thunder take LeBron, the Kings take Carmelo, the Hornets take D-Wade, and the Raptors take Chris Bosh. Outside of those 4, there's not many notable names, but let's go ahead and check the rosters. So Allen Iverson and now Dwayne Wade are both on the Charlotte Hornets. Their team is looking pretty good. The Jazz have Akeem Olajuwon still, obviously Peja Stojakovic, but they didn't add anyone new this year. The Kings have Carmelo Anthony, and to be honest, nobody else. Their roster is terrible. And the Raptors have Chris Bosh back to go along with their 37,000 other big men on that team. And then the Spurs have John Stockton and Ray Allen, so they're looking pretty good. The Thunder obviously are in the best situation. They have Shea, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, and now a rookie LeBron James. I'm going to go ahead and make Kobe a small forward so he can start. And I'm going to do the same with LeBron. I'm going to make him a power forward, though. Because honestly, who doesn't want to see Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron all on the same team, all on the court together? So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I'll adjust the minutes, and then we'll get to simming games. Okay, so we're at the All-Star break. Let's go ahead and check out the teams. Giannis and Jokic are the captains. Let's auto-draft the picks. And LeBron James as a rookie makes the All-Star team. That's impressive. And then I see Akeem Olajuwon made it and Michael Jordan made it. I'm not surprised that Carmelo or Dwayne Wade didn't make it because they're rookies, but I am surprised that Kobe didn't make it. Neither did Allen Iverson, because now they're both in their second year. They've progressed a little bit, and they're both starting on their teams. I thought they might make it, but I guess not. So let's go ahead and check out the standings. So the Thunder are the best team in the West. The Jazz are also up there. The Spurs are starting to get better, but they're about a 500 team. And the Clippers still in last place. Meanwhile, in the East, the Hornets are still pretty bad. And that's our only team in the East. But at the end of the season, Cade Cunningham does win the MVP. Carmelo wins the Rookie of the Year, averaging 28. Not too surprising considering there's nobody else on his team that can score. Dwayne Wade is your sixth man of the year. He wins it as a rookie. Extremely impressive for him. Giannis is your defensive player of the year for, I think, the third or fourth time this video. And then Mark Daigneault for the Oklahoma City Thunder is your coach of the year. They go 62-20. Great season for them. All-NBA first team, all current players. All-NBA second team has Carmelo Anthony and Steve Nash. Melo as a rookie makes an All-NBA second team. I'm not sure that's ever been done. All-NBA third team is all current players. All-defensive first team, Akeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan both make it. All-defensive second, you have rookie LeBron James here. And then all-rookie first team, you have Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh to be expected. And then Derek Moore rounds it out. All-rookie second team we don't care much about. So the Spurs are in the play-in. The Thunder are in the actual playoffs. The Jazz are in the actual playoffs as the 1 and 2 seed respectively. And then I do not see the Hornets in the playoffs. So let's go ahead and simulate the play-in here to see if the Spurs make it out. So they're up big early, and they go ahead and they win by 10 versus the Rockets. So in their second play-in game, they're going to play the Mavericks. Let's go ahead and simcast this game. So they're up big early. Wow, that was a great first and second quarter for them. They're going to put up 116 on the Mavericks to advance and play the Thunder, which might be looking bad for them because when you have Kobe, Michael Jordan, and LeBron on the same team, not sure anybody's beating them, but we'll go ahead and see. So again, we have to simulate the game to check who's on the teams. It's a bit strange by 2K, but these are what the team's looking like. Shea's now a 97, Michael Jordan is a 95, Kobe's a 92, LeBron is an 87, and Chet is an 88. On the other side, you have John Stockton, Ray Allen as the two best players, but their supporting cast simply isn't as good as the Thunder's is. Let's go ahead and simulate the round. Thunder up 1-0, up 2-0, up 3-0. Are they going to get the sweep? Yes, they are going to get the sweep. And the Jazz also get the sweep. So they're both on to the second round to play the Trailblazers and the Pelicans respectively. Let's go ahead and see what the Trailblazers are looking like. They still have Damian Lillard, who's now down to an 87, but Shaedon Sharpe is up to an 88. And they picked up Precious Achiuwa in free agency this year. Let's go ahead and simulate the round. Thunder up 2-0. Jazz down 2-1, but they tied up 2-2. Both series are 2-2. Jazz are up 3-2. Thunder up 3-2. Let's simcast the Thunder game, and they end up winning. So the Thunder and the Jazz go ahead and play in the Western Conference Final. Again, on paper, the Thunder are an unbeatable team, but the Jazz will try their best with Akeem Olajuwon and Peja Stojakovic leading the team, I guess you could say. Let's go ahead and let's simulate the round. The Thunder up 2-0 already. Jazz now got a game, but the Thunder up 3-1. And they are going to close it out in 5. So the Thunder are going to play the Heat in the finals. Let's go ahead, see what the teams are looking like. So the Heat still have Jimmy Butler, who's now down to an 88, but they picked up Kevin Durant, who's still a 93, and Bam Adebayo's up to an 89, Tyler Herro's up to an 88, and then Davion Mitchell's an 84. So they also have a really good roster. But the Thunder up 2-0, they're up 3-0, and they sweep the Heat. Let's see who's the finals MVP. I would think Chet Holmgren. You're telling me you have Kobe, LeBron, and MJ on the same team, and the finals MVP goes to Chet Holmgren. They also have Shea. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, this was a really interesting video to make. It did take a little while, but it was really fun to see how old players would do in the current NBA. So you can see, at least in 2K, they still do extremely well, even with the eras having shifted. But if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate very much if you liked or commented, because it did take a while to make. 2K simulations aren't exactly the fastest video. 2K doesn't have the fastest engine. But, yeah. Again, this is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy, I would appreciate it very much if you liked and commented or subscribed, because videos like this do take a while to make. And if you did enjoy, I have a playlist full of it on my channel. You can hit playlist 2K23 Sims, simulations, and you'll see a bunch of videos just like it. But again, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.